My most sentimental item is probably my brand's necklace right here. So it has my logo on it. So
Mhm.
this is my sentimental item just because like I told myself if I ever make a chain with my logo on it, I think I'd be like very serious about it and kind of pursue my dreams with it. So I think it just means a lot to me and just kind of showing like I'm really serious about pursuing my clothing and like try to push it as much as I can. So before this logo, I had a old logo, would just be it was old English. So I first started with an old English logo. I was just
Mhm.
saying E and the C, kind of just together, right? So and then I was like, I need to rebrand myself, try to figure out like, oh, what can I make like has an identity than just like just two letters. So this logo with the E and the C and the star kind of just went together. I met a good friend of mine now. He helped me kind of create this logo with my vision. So the E and the C stands for Evolve Collective, and then the star card represents the Star of Evolution, and then the 6 points on it that's on the logo represents the city of Toronto. So I kind of just try to put evolve and we evolve as a collective. So those points of Toronto on the star kind of make it what it is. This hat right here, this is probably one of the first hats I made with my new logo. And it's also bedazzled with Swarovski crystals, I'm pretty sure. So my friend kind of helped me kind of achieve this with bedazzling it. And this is like the first hat I kind of made when I rebranded. So it kind of showed me like give that pop out. Like, so when people see this hat, they're like, oh, that's super fire. Like, what is it? Or that's the first thing they see when I wear my outfits and kind of shows like my brand is just like, it's more serious than just like a normal logo. So I try to shine on people. I wanted that one specifically bedazzled just because it was my first hat that I ever made. I'm like, let me try to be different a little bit because when people try to bedazzle stuff, it either looks like really nice or really not. So with that, I was like, screw it. Like, let me just do it, right? Like, I was about to go on vacation, and my boy was like, "Yo, you wanna bedazzle your hat before you go to California?" I'm like, "Let's do it." So when I did it, I was like, "All right, now I'm super serious." I changed my whole hat and everything. I was like, "All right, this is tough, and I'm gonna wear it out in California, let people see what I can rep, right?" Most expensive item in my closet would be this spider hoodie from Young Thug's like clothing brand, clothing line or whatever. This is probably I spent how much I spent on it? Like 250 or 300 US. So converted to Canadian is like almost 350, 400 bucks. This is probably my most expensive hoodie, but it's probably one of my more warmer hoodies. I just really like the design and everything, but I was like, damn, you never really see it out in Toronto, right? Like Toronto's like more like darker tone. So like when I went to the States, I was like, nah, this is tough. I gotta cop it. So this is one of my most expensive items, but I try to wear it when I can and like try to take the most care of it just because I spent a lot of money on it. For that, I was trying to find like a more basic color, like a black, like with Young Thug, like there's like very different variety of colors. So it was like black and pink, or like white and blue, blue and yellow, like all stuff like that. But the green kind of caught my eye because I was like, it's still a forest tone, but it's still like a pop of like people like, oh, what is that? Because not many people really wear like a green hoodie, right? Like everyone wears like the basic black and then whatever color is on it, or a white hoodie or like a normal tone hoodie. So then I'm like, all right, let me just get this. It's catching my eye, it fits me, and I'm like, I can style it. It's pretty easy to style with it as well. So I was like, fuck it, let me buy it. So it took me a long time to find it, but it was like this sweater right here. It says Honcho, so it's like a embroidered crew neck with Quavo on it. Honestly, when I bought this, I thought it was the coolest thing ever back in like 2020. And I was like, oh, this is sick. I could wear it out, all that. I haven't worn it since I bought it. It was like 100 bucks, 110, right? So I was like, nah, I like the artist Huncho, like, and like Quavo, he's like so influential in the fashion industry. And I'm like, damn, let me just wear it. It's tough, right? And then when I bought it, I'm like, this is a lot. This is very loud. So I haven't really worn it. Like I've worn it like once or twice, but it was like inside, right? Like, but it's too busy for me. But I'll still wear it. I feel like I'll just wear it when like I'm trying to like go all out. But yeah, this is probably my biggest regrettable buy. just because like I have so many sweaters and this one like I don't wear it at all. I was thinking about selling it many times, but I think the value of it of like it being like almost a one of one piece and like how when I did get it and like where what I've been through going to buy it, I was like I have so much like memories with it and like how and the process of this embroidery took about like an hour, hour and a half, right? So I'm like, if I sell this, this is just like a time of like the person that made it for me or that the person that made it and they sold it to me and like kind of tell the story of it. And I just sold it of like, oh, I just don't wear it, kind of just like screws over like their work or kind of and the money I like I what's it called worked hard for and just spends it on like for this sweater is just like I wouldn't want to just sell it just because like oh I don't wear it. It's just like there's so much other stuff that goes behind it, right? So I was like I just rather keep it and then maybe hand it down when Quavo does something crazy later. I don't know. I'd feel guilty just because like I know what went behind it and that behind the scenes. So I'm like, nah, I can't do it. Just because like I knew the person that made it for me and like they would do like a small run, but that was like a one-on-one piece. They were just like showing how big embroidery they would do. And I was the one having the privilege and the honor of like getting it. So I was like, bro, I gotta I gotta at least like take care of it. Like it's still in great condition. I just gotta take care of it. And there's so much like work that went into it. It's like it's art, right? On a piece of clothing. So I was like, I gotta keep it. My influence from fashion actually came from like just music, to be honest, like the hip hop culture from like Pharrell or even like Lil Bow Wow, like watch or even watching just movies too, though it's like one big part, and then just basketball. Basketball has such a big fashion influence now, like with so many players like in the NBA right now, or even and then back in the day, like in the early 90s, late 2000s, like their fashion kind of changed how I saw fashion, not just like, oh, I can just wear a t-shirt, some jeans, that's easy to go. Now it's like, oh, I can style like a hoodie with a different pair of pants and make it look casual, right? Or even I can wear a hat with a suit or like even seeing like now athletes, they are more lenient of what they wear because of the leagues they're in. So I'm like, dude, that inspires me. And then what I wear kind of reflects of like coziness and like just fashion now. It's like so cold. Everything's like cold, like trying to be cozy and all that, but you're trying to be as like professional looking in a way. So like seeing sports and music, like mainly the hip hop culture, they kind of influence me of like, oh, I can still dress a certain way and still do like what I do, and there's no judgment, right? So that's kind of my one of my bigger influences of hip hop and sports. How I would put an outfit together. So usually I kind of learned this from one of my close friends growing up. He always started with his shoes and like and I was like, oh, that's such a smart way. So I would always start with the shoes on what color it is. So if it's like a what's it called, red pair of J's, for example, like Jordan 1s, I go with that red pair and then I'll see what pants will go with the color palette. So if it's red, I can wear like a black or even like a white type of pair or like a type of something that kind of complements it. And then so with the pants complements the shoes, and then with the shirt, it can go with the color palettes of like the primary colors or something like that with the red kicks, right? So kind of I can wear green with it just because like it kind of goes hand in hand, or even I can wear like a an orange because it's kind of similar tones. And then I always kind of ended off with a if it's cold, well, it's always either a black jacket, to be honest. All my jackets are black. And then for hats, it always kind of goes with how it runs through the outfit. Like, oh, does it run with the hoodie? Does it look well with the hoodie? Does it look with the shoes? Or should I change the pants? Should I change the laces? So I always start with the shoes, pants, then the shirt if it's like warmer, or then the hoodie, and then a hat when I do not get a haircut. I feel like honestly, accessories now is such a big thing in outfits now in fashion. Like even me, like you'll never see me without a bracelet, right? So I feel like the most subtle accessories can change the whole outfit up. Like Now I can now like back in the day, like you don't really see guys wearing rings. Now guys wear rings all over their fingers, trying to complement their outfits, earrings, and now like hats, right? Hats, earrings, and rings are like the biggest thing. And now like even when people wear like crew necks and all that, they would have a pin on it just to like have a little subtle, or on their hats they wear a pin, right? So it's like those little touches can change a whole outfit up. Like ring, I think rings is probably the biggest, and bracelets are the biggest like accessory that's in right now. And I feel like it won't kind of move away from the industry anymore because everyone wants to wear something on their hands, try to be like, oh, is it blinging or something like that, you know? Brand. I think I kind of incorporate myself of just like with a lot of pieces I kind of made, and the colors is like what I like, and what I see in the media, or like see what colors are in trend and stuff like that. How I put myself into it is just like how I would wear it, and like what I feel like people would like what with my fashion. So like is it gonna be a basics hoodie, or is it gonna be a basic hat, like a hat that kind of pops, like something they never seen before? You know what I'm saying? So like right now, like that's how I kind of put myself in my clothing, just because like of colors and like how I would wear it, and what color schemes of people like, oh, I would never think of that. Let me, that's something different. And I appreciate someone kind of thinking ahead of like, oh, I would never wear a black pink hat. Oh, I would never wear a what's a crazy color I done? Oh, a gray and navy like suede, no, gray and navy hoodie with um silk lining. Like I would never think of that, right? Like I'd wear something that people would appreciate, and then trying to putting my culture into it is just like finding the materials from like locally sourced back with my culture, kind of like, oh, is this fitting good? Like how I'd wear it back home in Vietnam if I went back to Vietnam, or how I'd put my culture here in Canada. Like, oh, is this warm enough? Is this nice enough to wear with a jacket? Stuff like that. So kind of putting my culture and myself kind of together in one with certain pieces kind of shows like this is my personality on a hoodie, on the blank canvas of a hoodie or a shirt or a hat. So yeah, stuff like that with a blank canvas, you kind of put anything that you put on it is like what you kind of set yourself out to. That's a good question. Right now, it's like I know for my brand, everyone knows my brand is for hats. My hats right now are probably my most well-known piece. And now I'm trying to really focus on hoodies and shirts, right? Because like hats are the easier sell to customers just because like it's a cheaper alternative. People always wear a hat, right? From either beanies or a trucker hat, or even a snapback or a fitted. So it's easy to wear. And then now it's just like let me focus on hoodies because that's like everyone's essential thing in their closet, a hoodie or a t-shirt, right? So it goes from hats. Now I'm mainly focusing hoodies and t-shirts just to impact more, you know?